Hey, it's Lucas, and today we're going to be reviewing this Crumbled Lime 10 from Lumir. Crumbled Lime 10 is a cross between Citron Cookies and Biker Kush. Citron Cookies is more sativa leaning and Biker Kush is more indica leaning. For me, I feel like this is more Citron Cookies heavy and definitely more sativa leaning. I'm going to start out with the looks, and if you want to see what this bud looks like, I'll leave a link in the pinned comment that'll take you to a short. Obviously, I'm not going to be showing it in this video because I don't want it to get age restricted. The looks get a straight 10 out of 10 from me. Honestly, even street bud that I've had for the past year or so, none of it has got a straight 10 out of 10 for looks. This looked absolutely incredible. It had big, dense nugs that were really tight and absolutely gleaming. Dark green and purple. The purples didn't look black like they do on a lot of medical bud. Maybe this is fresh, maybe it's not, but this looked absolutely incredible to me. Honestly, straight 10 out of 10. Go back and watch any of my strain reviews from any point in history of my channel and you'll see that I do not give out 10 out of 10s for looks. Not once, I don't think. Actually, maybe once when I reviewed some Gary Payton that looked absolutely incredible. Even then, I think I only gave it like a 9.8. Never a 10 out of 10, but this gets a 10 out of 10. Unfortunately, it is all downhill from there, but just hear me out. The smell of this, even though it's been in a jar for a month, it still smells like medical pot to me, and I can't get around it. I've noticed that the bud that comes in bags doesn't smell like medical pot, for obvious reasons. It's not in a fucking pot, but, you know, if we could just do away with these plastic pots, it'd be so much better. If we ignore the plastic medical smell, then this smells like sweet lemon lime cookies. It's actually quite pleasant. I'm not getting a lot of the cushy side of it. Honestly, to me, it's more citrus focused and cookie focused, but I'm not mad about that. Whole smell, I'm going to give it a 6.5, accounting for the medical tub. If it didn't have the tub smell, it would probably somewhere around a 7.5, but unfortunately the smell's still there, so I've got to rate it as so. Ground up smell is a lot sweeter, as it always is, and to me, I actually quite like it. It smells like lemon lime cookies, and I know I said that the whole nug smells that, but it's a lot sweeter once it's ground down. There's a tiny offset just in the background of something, which I'm assuming is the Biker Kush, but it's really not at the forefront, so it balances it slightly, but it is definitely lemon lime cookie dominant. I like it. I'm going to bump it up to a 7. So I got this as a daytime strain for me because citrusy strains help me with motivation, socialization, and basic just get up and go. So I thought this would be good. I usually start out my daytime strains at 160 to get some flavor, and I will temp step all the way up to 210 until there's no vapor left. On my nighttime strains, I usually just go in at 185 or just straight at 210, but in the daytime, I like to go through the whole range of temperatures. I don't know why my mind just went blank then. There's next to no vapor at 160, but I do get a sweet, limey, almost floral taste. That's quite pleasant. It is very muted, but it's definitely there. I forgot to say that this bud is irradiated and it is £7.50 per gram. Some people say that the irradiation is what mutes the terps. Some people argue that it doesn't mute the terps. I've personally found that irradiated flower is a lot more muted than the non-irradiated flower, but I'm not going to get into that debate right now. At 170, some of the sweetness goes away. It's still floral and it still is sweet, but it's almost like, I don't really know how to describe it other than as if the popcorn flavor of vaped bud is already there. Underneath it there's a sweetness, and at the top there's a floralness, but it feels like the flavor is already pretty much gone at 170. Part of me thinks that it might be the taste of the Biker Kush, but I'm not familiar with that, and I don't know what that tastes like. I'm also not good at picking out the more cushy type strains flavors. My brain's all over the place at the minute. At 180, the flavor goes from sweet to more herbal / floral, almost sagey for me, with a bit of sweetness right at the back of the throat. As you keep up in the temperature to 210, it gets slightly more herbal, but it also loses a lot of the flavor. There's definitely no sweetness left by the end of it, and it is mostly just vaped bud flavor. With a name like Crumbled Lime, I was really expecting a strong citrus cookie taste, but it just didn't come through, so I've got to rate the flavor. Some capsules taste better than others. I don't know if that's just the way that I'm packing them or not, but some I've had that have been really sweet, and some like that one that I had before this video, definitely not in this video, that one was more on the herbal side, so I guess it might even depend on the bud that you grind up genuinely, but for me, it has been more on the herbal side just as a general rule, so flavor wise, I'm a little bit disappointed. This could have been really good. Even if it was more of the herbal side, if it was just stronger and more pungent, it would have been better. So I'm just going to leave the flavor at a 6.5 for now. And now the effects is where it takes a bit of a weird turn. When I got this at the beginning of the month, on like the 1st of October, I think it was, or somewhere around then, and I tried it, I liked it, but since then, stuff's been a little bit weird in my life. I've been in like situations where my anxiety has been a lot higher than it usually is, and I've been stressed, and the depression and all the shit that I medicate for, basically anxiety, depression, insomnia is what I meant to say. That was weird. Anyway, yeah, everything that I've been medicating for, this has not been doing what I want it to. It doesn't matter what time of day it is either, or how much or how little. It's just going the complete opposite way of what I want it to. When I've been vaping this recently, for example, yesterday I vaped a bowl of this at midday, and I had 2 hours before I had to set off to work. Sat down, was going to play some Xbox, watch some YouTube, and I couldn't. Like, my heart was pounding, my hands are shaky. My hands are shaky right now. I don't know if it shows up on video, but my hands are shaking right now. I don't feel particularly good. It feels like my body is tingling, and I feel jittery, like I've had too much caffeine. It's not a great feeling. I feel like if I wasn't in the headspace that I am at the minute with life and shit that's going on, like I wasn't at the beginning of this month. I was alright then, so when I vaped that, it was fine. But now, with the increased anxiety, I'm just waffling now. With the increased anxiety, this is not having a good effect on me right now. I don't feel calm like I want to feel when I'm vaping for anxiety. And I don't know if you can see in the video, I don't know if it's going to come through with how I edit it, but I'm looking around and I feel like I look like a bit of a crackhead, because my eyes are darting all over the place, and it's not for any one particular reason. Like, if I can look in one spot and it looks normal and fine, but I just feel like I need to be constantly moving around, and it's just not, for me right now. This feels very much like a sativa, and that's not what I need. When I'm doing good, when I don't have much stress in my life, a good citrusy sativa is nice. When I need to clean, when I'm going out, when I'm being social, it makes me talkative, it gets me up, it gets me moving around like it's doing now, and for those kind of situations, it's good. But for me right now, I really need to quiet my brain, and it's weird because, well, it's not weird, but for my daytime strains, I need something that's not going to sedate me and make it so I can't think. I need something that's going to make it so that the thoughts are calmed and I'm able to rationally look at my situation and think, right, I need to do this, this, and this in this order at this time, and that's fine. That's what I need to do. But the way that this is making my brain feel, it feels like I've got all this shit to do and I can't focus on one single thing, and I'm going to fuck everything up. So what's the point in even bothering? But I also need to do this right now, because if I don't do this right now, time's going to run out and all this sort of shit. So like, my brain is just fucking going a mile a minute right now, and I almost wish that I hadn't vaped that capsule for this video. I lost my train of thought there, but what I'm trying to say is that this is having the opposite effect of what I want it to have on me right now, so I'm not going to be getting this on my next script, but I might get it in future once my anxiety and the situation around me is different, and I feel like this might be able to help me with things such as cleaning and motivation. Like I said earlier on in the video, it's just right now either the terp profile or, you know, something going on within this bud is not giving me the desired effect, so I'm going to try something else. And effects wise, I'm honestly going to give it a 3 right now. It's not for me at this point in my life. So I don't know how much of that ramble I'm going to cut out, but if you came through the other side of it and any of it made sense, then leave a like, leave me a comment telling me if you've tried Crumbled Lime 10. Did it work for you? Did it not? Did it give you similar effects to me? Or, you know, I'm actually genuinely curious, because I know all medical bud works different for every single different individual. So I'm always curious of how it affected you. Subscribe for more videos. Peace.